It goes without saying how disappointed we are in our play today. Wouldn't necessarily say the effort, but our play. Um, we're better. We have to be a better football team than that. You have to keep it in perspective, though. There are 4 quarters to a season, and of course, this first quarter didn't end the way we wanted it to. Going into the football game, I mean, we all knew that it would be like it is most games, but I think more so this game of how our lines did, how our offensive line would block them, and how our defensive line would control our rushing attack. We didn't do either one of those, of course, the way we expected we would be able to do it. A lot of reasons why. Offensively, I mean, we got to score some points, simple as that. I mean, that was a great design play for the flea flicker to trick them into a score. But just with our, rushing attack, we say we're running football team. Uh, with those type of numbers, you can't win football games. And even when we pass, I know we had a few passing yards, but we had a lot of other receivers that we need to connect on. Simple as that. Um, Defensive side, I mean, they control it with their run. And, with that type of rushing attack, you're going to have some rushes that you're disappointed in a little bit. But the long ones, those are the ones that we have to eliminate. Long touchdown. That's happened 2 weeks in a row to us. And some of the big pass plays, too. So too many big plays. But you have to give them a lot of credit. We're not where we need to be. And the bye week is coming at an ideal time for us to fix some things. And for as a football team decide exactly, how we want this season to play out. Take your question.
What do you say? We're not where we need to be. Did you expect to be in a much better place?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you go into a season expecting to win every game. Non-conference football games, I think most people expect to win, games at home. We've had 3 home games. 3 non-conference home games. Yes, the plan was to win more than one.
When you talk about the run game and the line play, could you, maybe elaborate where you saw the breakdowns or just why you guys couldn't
I
go?
don't necessarily say breakdowns, and it's hard for me. I need to watch the video too. I just know that, when you have that many rushing yards, it's not going to be a whole lot of highlights. So I'm going to say our offensive line as a whole. When things go well, we talk about the offensive line as a whole. Offensive line as a whole didn't perform the way that they needed to. But just not the offensive line. Again, it's the answer to just about every question I'm going to get is we did not play the way we have to play going forward. Offensive line was a big part of that. I played the quarterback position. Has improved an awful lot, or we don't have a chance to win many games. It's as simple as that.
What do you want to see more out of the quarterback play?
Connections. We had receivers open today. Got to be able to hit some receivers. Some of our decision making a little bit on dumping the ball out. We got to push it down the field on some 3rd and long situation. I think we had more opportunities to do a little bit more in the passing game. Disappointing in the running game. I don't think we left a lot on the field with it. We left a lot on the field with our passing game.
Well, with the new coaching staff taking over, sometimes it takes time to get adjusted and everything. Is that an issue at all? Just what you want to run and the kids understanding?
It's hard to say, When you lose, what's the reason? New coaching staff, I don't think that has a lot to do with it. We've been with the guys long enough. Same coaching staff that coached in the first game of the season. Not going to use that. We're just not executing the way we need to. We can play better. We've been practicing better than that. Simple as that.
Hurt you guys in the first half again?
Penalties hurt, but other things hurt us more, And again, mainly our play. Penalties, yeah, they did a little bit, but that wasn't the story of this game.
Do you feel like you can do more to create turnovers? You talked about before the season.
We're trying to. Believe me, every play we're trying to create a turnover and make it and take the ball away. Every down defensively, that's what we're preaching. We're not getting that done right now. Eventually, it'll come around though.
What was your take on that play that was reviewed, Weston's fumble and the pass?
What was my take on it? They review all of the plays up top. So I assume, what they saw. I haven't seen it. Of course, I disagree with the play at the moment. But we had a chance to stop them after that. So my take right now is we need to get ourselves out of those positions where there is you have to make a call based on something bad that we did, and that was the case with it.
What do you think that was?
It's a big play. Every turnover you have, especially down there, on the plus side of the ball, really hurts. There's some momentum swings throughout. That was one of them. But again, that's happened 2 weeks in a row for us. We need to clean that up. Simple as that. There are some pressure at times. We've got to be able to protect the ball. No excuse. Yes.
Corey Davis out wide for Western Michigan, and Western Michigan having 4 touchdowns today. Did you expect their running game to be so formidable, or was the emphasis kind of out wide on Davis?
A lot of talk had gone on their receiver, which was a good receiver, but they're running attack offense. So while the receiver has gotten in the past has gotten a lot of yards, it's based on teams, ganging up on their run. So no, it's not like that shocked us. We went in trying to stop, their rushing attack, which we weren't able to do.
How do you not let this fester? And
You just don't. You have to have a sharp memory. We're going to put this to bed as soon as we have a chance to learn from the video. It's what we're going to do. But it can't, because if we won, there'd be a lot of excitement, and then I would talk about us going into Big Ten play. That's where we are. What you can't do is let Western Michigan beat you twice. And I'm talking about hanging on to a lot of the bad things happen in this game. What we're going to do is move on. Truth doesn't matter. Each week we're learning more and more about our football team. Some may be just who can and can't play. So you have to go through a process, which we're doing. I see a lot of students in the back. Someone have a question back in the back? Yes.
Moving to the month, what are 3 things that you'd like to emphasize to your team to put you in the best position? And what do you think that's going to do?
See how quick he jumped on that question, pretty quick. In the bye week, what we're going to try to do, we're going to practice 2 days, and it's fundamental football is what we're going to do. We're not going to game plan. We're not going to move on to Nebraska yet. So we're going to go more training camp, good on good, trying to get better with some of the basic fundamentals that we're having trouble with. Other thing we're going to do through the bye week is to go out recruiting. So Wednesday, we'll practice Tuesday and Wednesday. And then after that, we're going to flood the country, looking for some other prospects, other players to come in here.
Lovie, what do you tell the people that might think the air comes out with recruiting or fans or whatever?
I don't think. Tell them that, it's not about where we are right now. It would have been great if we went undefeated this year. And normally, if there's a coaching change, there's something going on. I didn't expect us to just beat everybody 100-0 right away. This is a base part of it. What I'm going to tell the fans is that, we set the bar, and now we're going to start growing from here. It's a process. And it's hard winning football games, as simple as that. We eventually will get this done. And how we're going to get it done is practicing and, a lot better, tightening up things, and recruiting will be a part of that too.
Recruiting this week, given that it is the only off week.
Very important. And that's why if we had won and everything was great right now, we would have the same routine. We're going to practice 2 times, heal up, and then get ready for this Big Ten push. But us going out and seeing JC's high school athletes in person is pretty important. Yes, in the back.
Are you worried about how your defense is going to perform in their first road test?
No, not really. Because really in the end, I don't think whether you're at home, if it was, we're at home today. We didn't perform the way we need to. I think in the end, what's happening in the stands, it's about what you do on the football field. And I think once you get in the moment, the outside noise doesn't really affect it that much. There are some things that we need to improve on defensively, just period, whether we're at home or away.
Where do you want to see the team execute? Where do you want to see the team execute more on offensively and defensively moving forward?
Well, offensively, we have to get our running game going. Simple as that. And then when we get one-on-one situations like we did today, we have to be able to hit them. There's only so many times they hit theirs. They only pass a few times, but they hit their big passing plays. We had opportunities today. We need to do that offensively. And defensively, when a team rushes for that many yards against you, that's unsettling. And what we're about, taking the football away, those are a few of the areas that we're going to concentrate as we go forward.
Coach, with your teams, it's always about, like you said, the takeaways, running the ball, stopping the run. Is it disconcerting sort of that now 2 weeks in a row it seems to be the same thing? You've had trouble stopping the run, and takeaways 2 weeks in a row without takeaways?
When you lose, that happens. And it's not just our team. I think you talk to any team, they're going to talk about ball security on offense, taking the ball away on defense. So I don't think it's unique what we're trying to do. And when you lose, teams are disappointed. You know, half the team lost this week, same press conference. Head coach is disappointed in the play on game 3. And he's talking about game 4. That's where I am right now, talking about game 4.
Coach, you had a 4th and 1 early in the game, went for it. What happened on that play? What did you see?
They beat us up front, the way I saw it. We had a basic off-tackle power play, you know, especially early in the game. We wanted to establish. We knew it was going to be about our lines. So you got to get a 4th yard, you know, 4th and short situation where they know we're running, you know, of course, and we are running. And now, who's a better man? They were that play.
Yes.
Coach, from North Carolina to Western Michigan, were there any improvements that you saw as a coach?
I'm sorry?
Were there any improvements that you saw as a coach from North Carolina to Western
Any what
Michigan?
now?
Improvements?
Improvements. Well, you know, right now when you get beat after a game like that, improvements aren't even a part of what you're thinking about. You just think about the reasons why you lost right now. So I'm sure there were some individual guys that, you know, a guy like Pat Nelson came in. We had a few players that hadn't played in the North Carolina game that had a few reps today. But right off the top, can't think of an awful lot that we did a lot better than last week, really.
Yes.
2 tough losses in a row. What's your message for the team going forward?
2 tough losses, you know, 2 bad losses, not tough losses. 2 bad losses. We have to make a lot of improvements. But when you're disappointed like this, you can't put too much on one game, though. There is disappointment for this game. It has nothing to do with what we're trying to do in our Big Ten Conference. It's as simple as that. So on a gloomy day like today, you have to look to that. As long as individually we all start making some improvements, that's what we're going to talk about.